Good morning, Mr. Pedley, colleagues, students, parents here, and those joining us via live stream. This morning we are here for our first term awards celebration because we are indeed celebrating. We will begin with the national song. After that, we will do our song of the month. I'm going to ask the students to stand now. Thank you. We'll now do our song of the month, Kindness.
At Saxon and
Kindness, oh, whenever you find this, you will see the world's a better place. Kindness, oh, whenever you try this, you could bring a smile to someone's face. Well, it doesn't take much, and it doesn't take long. No, it doesn't cost a thing, no. And there's no way to do it wrong. You can try it anytime. You can plant it where you want, and you can grow it in your heart, then give it out to everyone. Kindness, oh, whenever you find this, you will see the world's a better place. Kindness, oh, whenever you try this, you will bring a smile to someone's face. And you can put it in your words, in everything you say, in the little things you do, all throughout the day. And you can share it with your neighbor, and you can teach it to a friend, and you can show your mom and dad how the kindness never ends, yeah. Kindness, oh, whenever you find this, you will see the world's a better place. Kindness, oh, whenever you try this, you could bring a smile to someone's face. So if you see someone who's had a bad day, and you'd like to try and make them feel okay, just give a little kindness in your own
Beautiful. Thank you. We will do our scripture for the month. Let me see the hands of those who know the scripture for the month. All right. So we are going to say it loud and clear. Where is it taken from? 1 John chapter 4, verse 7. At the count of 3, you will say it. 1, 2, 3. We need to do some practice, right? All right. Okay, we will get better. I'm going to ask you to say the morning's prayer. After the prayer, you will sit and we will proceed into what we are here for. Clasp your hands, close your eyes as we show reverence to God. Begin. Good morning, boys and girls. May God bless you too. You may sit. Thank you. So this morning we are here to celebrate your achievement, to celebrate your hard work and your commitment to the task. So we are looking at attainment awards for math, English, science, Spanish, PE, music, and computing. Students will be given one certificate for all the subjects that the student achieved at expected or greater depth in the autumn, PIRA, GAPS, and PUMA scores, and one each for teacher assessment, science, and writing. Also, there will be awards in attainment for Spanish, PE, computing, and music, and that can either be expected or greater depth. For the progress, maths and English, SPAG, students will be given awards for progress between the June 2024 to autumn 2024 test scores. So what does this mean? It means that you will only be awarded for the first term of the school year 2024 to 2025. And so we are going to also be giving award for perfect attendance, and that is tied to regularity and punctuality, never leaving early, and never being late. There will also be school involvement certificate for netball, football, etc., whatever you took part in during the first term, and a PBIS certificate will also be awarded for those who qualified for such. So with no further ado, we will proceed as follows. I'm already standing here, so I'm going to start with my class. Our principal, Mr. Pedley, is here, and he will assist us. I will do a portion, and Miss Nairn will do a portion. I begin with Naomi Bonner. Naomi achieved greater depth in Spanish, expected standard in SPAG, PUMA, writing, computing, music, physical education, and a star bronze for PBIS. Congratulations, Naomi. Reef Doak. Reef will receive an award. Is he here? Okay, so I'll skip Reef. Karina Forshaw. Karina will receive an award in greater depth for SPAG, Spanish, computing, music, physical education, expected standard in PIRA, PUMA, and writing, student involvement, football, and a Star Bronze Award for PBIS. Riley Gibbs. Riley will receive an award for expected standard in SPAG, music, and physical education, greater depth in Spanish. Ivan Makowa. Ivan will receive awards at greater depth for SPAG, PIRA, PUMA, computing, Spanish, music, and physical education, expected standard in writing, student involvement for football, and a Star Bronze Award. Messias McFeel. Messias has received an award for progress in SPAG and expected standard for music and physical education. Dylan Miller. Dylan will receive an award for progress in SPAG and PIRA, an expected standard in music, computing, and physical education. Ayala O'Sullivan Scott. Ayala has received an award for expected standard in physical education. Acacia Pinnock. Acacia will receive awards for expected standard in Spanish, computing, music, and physical education. Malia Ramjeet, she's not here, so I will now hand over to Miss Nairn to complete the presentation for Henry.
Luke Reed Medina. Luke has received an award for expected standard in PUMA, Progress Award in SPAG, expected standard in Spanish, computing, music, and physical education. Well done. Kylie Reed. Kylie has received an award for expected standard in SPAG, expected standard in Spanish, computing, music, and physical education. Rasania Reed. Rasania has received awards for greater depth standard in SPAG, Spanish, and computing, expected standard in PIRA and PUMA and writing, expected standard in music and physical education, and a Bronze Star Award for earning 25 merit points for Term 1. Catalea Rosales Swaby. Catalea has received awards for expected standard in music and physical education. Alina Smith. Alina has received awards for expected standard in SPAG, Spanish, music, and physical education, a Student Involvement Award for participation in choir for Term 1, and a Star Bronze Award for earning 25 merit points for Term 1. Sky Thompson. Sky has received awards for greater depth standard in SPAG, physical education and computing, expected standard in PUMA, writing, Spanish, and music, a Student Involvement Award for choir, a Bronze Award for PBIS for Term 1. She also received a Perfect Attendance Award for Term 1. Braylon Walton. Braylon has received awards for greater depth standard in computing and Spanish, expected standard in SPAG, PIRA, and PUMA, expected standard in music and physical education, a Student Involvement Award for participation in choir, and a Bronze Star Award for PBIS as well. Jacob Watler. Jacob has received an award for Greater Depth Standard for SPAG, Expected Standard for PIRA in Puma, Expected Standard in Spanish, Music, and Physical Education. Well done. Shanae Whitaker. Shanae has received awards for Expected Standard in SPAG and Computing, Expected Standard in Spanish, Music, and Physical Education, a Student Involvement Award for Participation in Choir, and a Star Bronze Award for PBIS. Jaden Williams. Jaden has received awards for Greater Depth Standard in SPAG and Physical Education, Expected Standard in PIRA and Puma, Expected Standard in Spanish, Computing, and Music, a Student Involvement Award for Football, and a Bronze Star Award for PBIS. Naomi Wollaston. Naomi has received awards for Greater Depth Standard in Spanish and Computing, Expected Standard in SPAG, PIRA, and Puma, Expected Standard in Physical Education, a Progress Award in SPAG, and a Bronze Star Award for PBIS. Congratulations, students. We're so proud of you. So Malia Ranjit is here, so we are going to award her now. Malia, you may come, my dear. Malia has received awards for Expected Standard in Spanish, Computing, Music, and Physical Education. Well done, Malia.
Thank you, Ms. Nair. That ended for Henry Awards presentation. Okay, so now Mrs. Small, who is already here.
Thank you, Mrs. Henry. Good morning, everyone. Okay, to begin 4 small awards, we'll start with Matthew Archibald. Matthew is working at Greater Depth in GAPS, Expected Standard in Maths, Science, Spanish, Music, Computing, and PE, and he has a bronze certificate. Chelsea Baron. Chelsea is working at Expected Standard in Spanish, Music, and PE. She is involved in dance, and she has a bronze award. Gianna Bent. Gianna is at expected level in music and PE. She has made progress in PIRA, involvement in dance, and a bronze award. Luke Blackwood. Luke is working at Greater Depth in Maths, GAPS, Science, Spanish, PE. He is expected in PIRA. He's at expected level in PIRA, writing, and music. He has made progress in GAPS, involvement in football, bronze award, and perfect attendance for term 1. Amaya Berry. Amaya is working at expected standard in GAPS, Science, Spanish, Music, Computing, and PE. She has made progress in GAPS. She was involved in cross-stitch and the choir, and she has a bronze certificate. Amaria Brown. Amaria is working at Greater Depth in Maths, GAPS, Science, Spanish, and PE. He's at the expected standard in PIRA, writing, and music. He was involved in board game and robotics in term 1. He has a bronze star award, and he has perfect attendance. Raven Brown. Raven is at Greater Depth in Spanish. She's at expected level in GAPS, music, and PE. She has made progress in GAPS. She was involved in the choir for term 1, and she has a bronze certificate. Abigail Cohen. Abigail is at Greater Depth in Spanish, expected standard in mathematics, PE, and music. She has made progress in maths and GAPS. She's involved in cheerleading, board games, and choir, and she has a bronze certificate. Sarah Del Rosario. Sarah is at Greater Depth in GAPS and Spanish. She's at the expected level in maths, science, PIRA, computing, music, and PE. She has made progress in GAPS, involvement in cross-stitch and the choir, and she has a bronze certificate. Jaslyn Dinal. Jaslyn is working at greater depth in Spanish, expected level in GAPS, science, music, and PE, and she has a bronze certificate. Amira Gardner. Amira is greater depth in GAPS and Spanish, expected level in science, music, and PE. She has made progress in GAPS. She's involved in cheerleading and cross-stitch, and she has a bronze certificate. Jada Gale. Jada Gale is working at expected level in Spanish, PE, and music. She's involved in the choir. She has a bronze certificate and perfect attendance for term 1. Kaylee Ilton. Kaylee's working at greater depth in maths, GAPS, science, PIRA, Spanish, music, and PE. She's all greater depth. And she's involved in environmental and cross-stitch clubs, and she has a bronze certificate. Well done, Kaylee. Dwight James. Dwight is at greater depth in maths, GAPS, science, Spanish, and PE. Expected level in PIRA, writing, computing, and music. He has made progress in GAPS. He is involved in football and the choir, and he also has a bronze certificate. Jaden Johnston. Jaden is at greater depth in Spanish, expected level in GAPS and PE, and he has made progress in GAPS. Amerly McLaughlin. Amerly is working at greater depth in Spanish, expected level in GAPS, PE, and music. She has made progress in GAPS, and she has a bronze certificate. Jacob McLean, who is not here, hoping his parents is looking on. Jacob is working at greater depth in Spanish, expected level in maths, GAPS, PIRA, PE, and music, and he has a bronze certificate. Valentina Rodriguez, she's working at greater depth in GAPS, Spanish, and PE, expected level in mathematics, science, computing, and music. She's involved in netball and board game, and she has a bronze certificate. Nathan Russell. Nathan is at greater depth in mathematics and science, expected level in PIRA, Spanish, computing, PE, and music, involvement in robotics, and he has a bronze certificate. Isaiah Scott. Isaiah is greater depth in GAPS and PE. He's at the expected level in science, PIRA, Spanish, computing, and music. He's involved in football, and he also has a bronze certificate. Malachi Soto. Malachi is greater depth in Spanish, expected level in mathematics, science, computing, PE, and music. Involvement in board game, robotics, and the choir, and he has a bronze certificate. For small, we're still in the process. Please tone down. I know you're excited, but please keep it down. Thank you so much. Michael Tibbetts. Michael is not here, but he is at the expected level in GAPS, Spanish, and PE. And we have last but by no means least, we have Janelle Watson. Janelle is working at the expected level in Spanish, PE, and music. She has made progress in PIRA. She is involved in dance, and she has a bronze certificate. This concludes 4 small awards. I'll hand over to Mr. Bennett.
Good morning, students. And good morning to all the parents, guardians in attendance via live stream. I will now proceed in the same order. I will call the students in alphabetical order of their last name. Kasima Basil. Kasima has been recognized for having expected level in math, science, physical education, Spanish, greater depth in computing, music, progress in gaps, a bronze certificate, involvement in cheerleading, robotics, and choir. Asia Blake. Asia is being recognized for having expected level in science, physical education, music, computing, greater depth in reading, gaps, Spanish, progress in reading. Caleb Bodden. Caleb is being recognized for having expected level in math, science, physical education, music, progress in reading, gaps, and math. Riley Bush. Riley is being recognized for having expected level in physical education, music, Spanish, progress in reading, a bronze certificate, perfect attendance, never absent, never late. Liam Dixon. Liam is being recognized for having expected level in physical education, music, computing, greater depth in Spanish, progress in reading, perfect attendance, never absent, never late. Big smile. Ethan Forbes Macfield. Ethan is being recognized for having expected level in physical education, music, computing, greater depth. Ethan is being recognized for having expected level in reading, math, science, physical education, music, computing, Spanish, greater depth in gaps, progress in math, a bronze certificate. Dejan here. Dejan Frederick. Dejan is being recognized for having expected level in physical education and music, progress in reading, and gaps. Jada Green. Jada is being recognized for having expected level in gaps, music, Spanish, greater depth in physical education, progress in reading. Drayson Groom. Drayson is being recognized for having expected level in math, physical education, Spanish, greater depth in gaps, and computing. Jeremiah Laylor. Jeremiah is being recognized for having expected level in science, physical education, music, Spanish, greater depth in computing, progress in gaps, a bronze certificate, and involvement in football. William Lopez Orellana. William is being recognized for having expected level in math, reading, science, physical education, greater depth in gaps, and Spanish. Kimaya Malcolm. Kimaya is being recognized for having expected level in physical education, music, greater depth in Spanish, progress in reading, gaps, math, perfect attendance, never absent, never late. Maya McBean. Maya is being recognized for having expected level in physical education and music, greater depth in Spanish, progress in reading, gaps, math, Aiden Matumbi. Aiden is being recognized for having expected level in gaps, math, science, physical education, music, computing, Spanish, progress in reading, and a bronze certificate. Memphis Panton. Memphis is being recognized for having expected level in music, greater depth in physical education, progress in gaps. And Casper, who is absent, but Casper is being recognized for having expected level in math, science, physical education, music, greater depth in reading, gaps, computing, Spanish, progress in reading and gaps. Kylan Scott. Kylan is being recognized for having expected level in science and music, greater depth in reading, gaps, math, computing, Spanish. Michael Stewart. Michael is being recognized for having expected level in gaps, math, science, physical education, music, computing, and Spanish, and progress in reading and gaps. Zenoya Sutherland. Zenoya is being recognized for having expected level in reading, gaps, math, science, computing, greater depth in physical education, music, and Spanish, and a bronze certificate in the PBIS. Reja Zelea Ebanks. Reja is being recognized for having expected level in physical education, music, and Spanish. That concludes the awards for Fort Bennett. I will now hand it over to Mrs. Henry.
Thank you, Mr. Bennett. Congratulations, students. I pray that this will motivate you to work even harder so that you will be awarded the next time we have this session. I want to say thanks to our parents who join us online. Thanks, colleague. Thanks, Mr. Pedley, for assisting us this morning. Thanks to our technical team. We appreciate it. We are at the end of our ceremony, so we will dismiss at this point where we will go back to our different classes. Please secure your certificates. Do not get them crushed before they reach home for your parents to see them. Thank you all again. Say bye to the camera, children. Okay. Okay, Mr. Bennett, you're at the back, so you can leave through the exit. Oh, okay. Okay, Mr. Bennett, don't move yet. So we will do it class.